Hello, people of the internet. My name is Trans Trekkie. I'm a Transformers fan and a Trekkie, which is what makes me a Trans Trekkie. I'm not transgender, not that there's anything wrong with that. And today I'm going to be talking about, as seen in the title, 10 words you can't say on the internet or on YouTube or various different other platforms. Back in the 80s, noted legendary comedian George Carlin did a bit about the 10 words you can't say on television. Essentially, the point of that was uh, basically to state the language had changed in such a way that certain things that used to be acceptable to say are no longer acceptable for varying different reasons. And in that vein is I certainly see that trend happening now, hence the title 10 words you can't say on the internet. And I'm not going to go through all of them individually. Several of them I think are grouped into the same category. Um, but I'll go through the 10 words that I have are murder, death, kill, suicide, rape, child pornography, porn, fuck, shit, and pussy. So, like the first four of those kind of all fall into the same category. And pretty much anything relating to death of any kind seems to be, at least by YouTube's algorithm, as deemed as something that should not be mentioned in videos. So, we hear a lot of terms like instead of murder, they'll say unalived or removed from census, or in the case of suicide, self-deleted. Things like that. Um, I am not planning to rely on YouTube's algorithms for any sort of monetization, which leaves me free to say whatever the fuck I want. So you're certainly not going to hear any of that kind of terminology on this channel. If I'm talking about something and any of those topics come up, I'm just going to use the actual words that are associated with those rather than um, try to soften it for the purpose of the algorithm. Especially since, as of right now, my videos aren't monetized anyway because I haven't really, I'm just starting. Um, so yeah, it kind of leaves me free to say, whatever I want rather than, trying to game that algorithm. Um, so there's that. There's most of the content on here is mostly going to be centered around either toy reviews or sometimes movie reviews, sometimes video game let's play footages. I'm doing pretty terrible at Tetris for the NES right now, mostly because I'm focused on what I'm saying rather than actually playing the game to any sort of competency. Um, but yeah, that's so those were the 10 words that I see a lot of times are the terminology that is changing. So it's like I was watching a video the other day where it was a true crime um, series, and one of the cases that they were talking about involved a serial rapist, and the number of times I heard R word was just it's like what if you're going to do that kind of content, why even bother? Past a certain point, it just sounds stupid, and and this had definitely reached that point for me. Again, on my channel, I'm not really planning on doing a whole lot of content where that's or anything like that is really going to come up, but I mean, you never know. I plan to do a lot of things, a lot of different topics. Um, like I said, most of it is what I think of as like geek centric, where it's going to center around, toys or video games or, um, sort of more nerdier pursuits rather than anything, crime related. Although I am planning on doing a series called May Divorce Be With You, where I talk about dating, but I mean, again, I don't really think that's going to yield too much content where I'm going to be talking about, rape or murder. Uh, so yeah, that's my take on the terminology and a lot of the words that are used on YouTube. So the other thing too with this video is to kind of serve as an intro and welcome. So if you're watching this, welcome to the channel, and I hope you stick around. I hope you enjoy the future content that I make. Um, the other thing that you're not going to see on this channel is any sort of AI voiceovers. All of the voice work on here is going to be me, or if I have any sort of guests, it's going to be me and the guest. There's always going to be humans doing this. You're not going to hear any sort of robot AI nonsense. A lot of times I'll click on a video and I'll hear, the robot voices, and they're either, the robots can't read. A lot of times they mispronounce words, they separate, words, or just flat out spell them if it's not a word that the AI recognizes, and I'm sorry, but the technology just is not there to sound good. So, if my videos sound stupid, it's because I probably have said something stupid, in which case I will hope that you will find that funny more than annoying. But yeah, if you've watched the video to the end, to this end, I thank you. If you feel like supporting the channel, I do have a Patreon page. It's patreon.com/transtrekkie. And yeah, if the other thing too that you're not going to see on my channel is the typical like, comment, subscribe call to action. If you're watching this on YouTube, yeah, you're pretty much going to know to do that already. And if you're going to, you're going to. If you're not going to, my telling you to do so is probably not going to change your mind on that. So I'm not going to annoy the fuck out of everybody just by every single thing ending with, like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe. It's not like you're going to be watching one of my videos and get to the end of it and hear me say, oh, like, comment, subscribe, and then you're going to be like, oh shit, I was going to do that. Thanks for reminding me. Now, if you're going to do that, you're going to do that. And if you're not going to do that, again, I seriously doubt my reminding you, quote unquote, to do that is going to change your mind. So, yeah, but that's what to expect from this channel. The various different series that I plan on doing are 2-second Transformers, where I literally just do a 2-second review of a Transformers figure. Simply amounts to saying whether or not the figure is either awesome or whether or not it sucks. I will do I'll do limited number. I'm not really planning to do extensive reviews. I feel like there's a lot of YouTubers out there that are already in that space, and I have my doubts as to whether or not, like, what kind of originality am I going to bring to that space? There's already a lot of YouTubers out there, and I feel like it's kind of inundated. So I may do it for some of the figures that don't have a whole lot of reviews on YouTube. Just as an example, one of them I'm going to be doing is the review of HasLab's Transformers Omega Prime. a while back they released a 2-pack figure with a Ghost Starscream and Waspinator. Haven't really seen a whole lot of that on YouTube, so I will be reviewing that. But yeah, for the most part, those reviews are mostly going to be, uh, or most of my toy reviews are essentially going to be that 2-second Transformers. Um, Also, there's probably going to be some video games Let's Plays. I seem to be doing a little bit better at Tetris now. And then, it's not just Tetris. I'll do other ones. I was going to do this voiceover with playing Fallout 4, but I can't seem to figure out how to get the audio, and that very much is a game where you need to be able to hear what's going on in order to uh, play it with any sort of skill. Um, so that's kind of why I'm playing Tetris instead. It's something that I can play where if I really screw up at it, I'm not going to lose like hours of story because of it. So um, I also am planning to do a series about dating and relationships, which I'm going to call "May Divorce Be With You." I am divorced. I got divorced. My divorce was finalized a little over a year ago. I kicked my wife out a little over 2 years ago, and the reason we got divorced is because she cheated on me, and I know this because she told me. Kind of proud of herself. So, and it was really more the complete and total disrespect afterwards that is the reason why I filed for divorce. So, just kind of some of the things that I've learned in the wake of that, and some of the trends that I see on social media in those conversations. So that's kind of what that series is going to focus on. Um, Also, you may notice I do have some videos on here featuring Margarita, my Mexican red knee tarantula. So I'll probably see some videos of that. If you're an arachnophobe, you'll probably want to avoid those. Um, and then, so that's going to be Margarita Monday, as I like to call it. Um, and then there is also, just to contrast that, I'm going to do what I like to call Fish Tank Friday, because I do have a fish tank. There's various aquatic creatures in that, which is obviously appropriate to a water-based aquarium, I guess. Um, so, yeah, might show some of that, but that's kind of some of the things that I'm getting started. There's a few other series that I also want to start doing. I kind of need to figure out some of the more technical sides of it before I start producing those. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much what to expect from this channel. And yeah, if you want to see more or you have suggestions on things that you would want to see me do on this channel, either video games that you'd like to see playthroughs, or figures that you want to see reviewed, or any kind of crazy stuff, like if there's some sort of figure you want to see unboxed, I can do that too. Feel free to head on over to Patreon, make the suggestions there, and yeah, the whatever monetization comes from there will certainly help to support future videos. So, um, and that's pretty much it. So, yeah, this was my video about a lot of the language on the internet and what I view as uh, the top 10 words you can't say on the internet. Anyway, if you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching, and I hope everyone has a great day. Thank you.